The tension in the room was palpable as Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party, appeared on BBC Live TV for what was expected to be a standard political discussion. However, the evening took an unexpected turn when former Labour MP Diane Abbott made a surprise appearance as a guest on the same segment. Known for her outspoken nature and sharp wit, Abbott had been in the political arena long enough to know when and how to strike, and tonight she had come prepared. The atmosphere shifted dramatically as she entered the studio, her presence commanding attention from both the audience and Starmer himself. The discussion began with a focus on Labour's future, policies, and the upcoming elections. Starmer, composed and confident, articulated his vision for the party, emphasizing unity and progress. But as the conversation unfolded, Abbott's demeanor signaled that she had something more pressing to address. The hosts, sensing the undercurrent of tension, opened the floor for Abbott to share her perspective on the party's direction. What followed was a moment that left the nation stunned and the Labour leader visibly shaken. Abbott began by critiquing Starmer's leadership, pointing out what she perceived as a lack of authenticity and a deviation from the party's core principles. While her criticisms were sharp, they were not entirely unexpected. However, as the discussion progressed, she shifted gears, bringing up a topic that had been the subject of whispers in political circles, but had never been addressed so directly on a public platform. With an air of calculated precision, Abbott questioned Starmer about his rumored relationship with his deputy, Angela Rayner. The mention of the alleged affair sent shockwaves through the studio. Starmer, who had been answering questions with his usual poise, was visibly caught off guard. His initial response was to deflect, attempting to steer the conversation back to policy matters. But Abbott was relentless, insisting that transparency and accountability were crucial for someone in his position. She pointed out that the rumors had not only cast a shadow over his leadership, but had also raised questions about the integrity of the party as a whole. As the exchange intensified, the hosts attempted to mediate, but Abbott's determination to address the issue was unwavering. She argued that if the Labour Party was to rebuild trust with the public, its leaders needed to lead by example. Her directness and refusal to back down created a moment of raw, unscripted television that had viewers glued to their screens. Social media erupted with reactions, with hashtags related to the confrontation trending within minutes. Some praised Abbott for her bravery, while others criticized her for bringing personal matters into the public eye. Starmer, struggling to regain control of the narrative, denied the allegations and accused Abbott of engaging in personal attacks that detracted from the party's mission. He emphasized the importance of focusing on policies that mattered to the public rather than indulging in baseless speculation. However, Abbott countered by stating that the character and conduct of a leader were inseparable from their ability to lead effectively. Her words struck a chord, resonating with those who felt that politicians should be held to higher standards. The confrontation escalated further when Abbott produced what she claimed were messages and emails that hinted at an inappropriate relationship between Starmer and Rayner. While the authenticity of the evidence could not be verified on live television, its mere existence added fuel to the fire. Starmer's attempts to dismiss the claims as unfounded were overshadowed by the sheer impact of Abbott's allegations. The studio fell into an uneasy silence as the weight of the accusations hung in the air. Viewers watched as Starmer's composure began to crack under the pressure. His responses became more defensive, and his usual eloquence seemed to falter. Abbott, on the other hand, maintained a calm but assertive demeanor, further solidifying her position in the eyes of those who admired her candor. The dynamic between the two politicians highlighted a deep rift within the Labour Party, one that had been brewing beneath the surface but was now laid bare for all to see. In the aftermath of the live broadcast, the political fallout was immediate. News outlets and commentators dissected the confrontation, analyzing its implications for Starmer's leadership and the party's future. Some argued that Abbott's actions were a necessary wake-up call, forcing the Labour Party to confront issues that had been ignored for too long. Others criticized her for airing internal disputes in such a public and dramatic manner, warning that it could further divide an already fractured party. The public's reaction was equally divided. While some viewers expressed sympathy for Starmer, believing that he had been unfairly ambushed, The alleged affair between Starmer and Rayner became a hot topic of discussion, with some demanding a thorough investigation and others dismissing it as a distraction from more pressing political issues. The incident also reignited debates about the role of personal integrity in public life and whether politicians should be judged by the same standards as those they govern. For Starmer, the confrontation marked a turning point in his leadership journey. In the days that followed, he faced mounting pressure to address the allegations more directly. His attempts to move past the incident by focusing on policy announcements were met with skepticism as the shadow of Abbott's accusations continued to loom large. The Labour Party's internal divisions became more apparent, with some members publicly supporting Abbott's call for greater transparency and others rallying behind Starmer in an effort to maintain unity. Angela Rayner, who had been indirectly implicated in the controversy, also found herself under intense scrutiny. Her public statements denying any wrongdoing did little to quell the speculation, as critics questioned her silence during the initial confrontation. Rayner's political allies rallied to her defense, emphasizing her dedication to the party and dismissing the allegations as baseless rumors. However, the damage to her reputation was undeniable, and her future within the party became a topic of speculation. As the dust began to settle, it became clear that the incident had far-reaching consequences for all involved. For Abbott, the confrontation solidified her reputation as a fearless and outspoken figure in British politics. While her methods were polarizing, her ability to spark a national conversation about leadership and accountability could not be denied. For Starmer, the incident highlighted the challenges of navigating a political landscape where personal and professional boundaries are often blurred. Whether he would emerge from the ordeal stronger or weakened remained to be seen. The broader implications for the Labour Party were equally significant. The public airing of internal disputes exposed deep-seated tensions that had been simmering for years. While some viewed the incident as a necessary step toward greater transparency and reform, others worried that it would further erode public trust in the party. The challenge for Labour moving forward would be to address these divisions and rebuild its image as a unified and credible political force. In the weeks following the broadcast, the story continued to dominate headlines, with new developments and revelations keeping it in the public eye. Investigative journalists dug deeper into the allegations, uncovering additional details that added complexity to the narrative. Political commentators debated the ethics of Abbott's approach and the responsibility of the media in covering such controversies. Social media platforms became battlegrounds for supporters and critics of both Starmer and Abbott, reflecting the polarized nature of the debate. Through it all, the incident served as a stark reminder of the challenges and responsibilities that come with political leadership. For Starmer, it underscored the importance of addressing both personal and professional challenges with integrity and transparency. For Abbott, it demonstrated the power of speaking truth to power, even when it comes at a personal and political cost. And for the public, it offered a glimpse into the complexities and contradictions of modern politics, where the line between public service and personal ambition is often blurred. Keir Starmer, the leader of the UK Labour Party, found himself in an unexpected and highly charged moment during a live BBC interview when former Labour MP Diane Abbott confronted him with allegations regarding his personal and professional life. The incident, which aired during a primetime segment, quickly captured national attention, throwing the Labour Party into a storm of controversy and debate. Diane Abbott, known for her unfiltered style and staunch political stances, did not shy away from raising questions that many had considered taboo or speculative. This explosive moment became the focal point of a broader conversation about political ethics, leadership, and transparency within the Labour Party. The interview began on a routine note, discussing key policy issues and Labour's strategy leading up to the next general election. However, the atmosphere shifted dramatically when Diane Abbott steered the conversation toward matters that many believed were best left out of the public domain. Abbott directly referenced rumors of an alleged affair between Starmer and his deputy, Angela Rayner, an issue that had circulated in political circles but had never been publicly addressed by either party. The confrontation left Starmer visibly flustered as he struggled to maintain composure under Abbott's pointed questioning.